This is Private Thomas Highgate. He was 19 years old, and he wasn't killed by the enemy. He was executed by his own army. He was the very first British soldier of World War I to be shot for desertion. It was August 1914, the very beginning of the war. The British army had just been shattered at the Battle of Mons. It was a total disaster. The entire army was in a full chaotic retreat. Regiments were broken, men were scattered, and no one knew where they were going. In the middle of this confusion, Highgate, a young private, got separated from his unit. He was lost, terrified, and had been marching and fighting for days. He was still wearing his uniform but had put civilian clothes on over it. This would prove to be a fatal mistake. When he was captured, the story goes that they found an unfinished letter he was writing. This letter supposedly said he'd had enough of the war. This letter, if it was real, was his confession. He was immediately put on trial for desertion in the face of the enemy. But let's be clear, this wasn't a trial. It was a sham. The whole thing lasted 20 minutes. Highgate had no lawyer and no one to speak for him. No one from his own regiment was there to testify that he was a good soldier or that he had simply gotten lost in the chaos of the retreat. The judges were high-ranking officers, furious and humiliated by the army's performance. They found him guilty. The sentence was death. Here is the cold, hard truth of the situation. The British generals were terrified. Their professional army was falling apart. They believed the only way to stop the retreat was to make an example. They needed to use raw fear to force their men to stand and fight. Thomas Highgate wasn't an individual person to them. He was a message. And that message was, if you run, we will kill you ourselves. Just 2 days after being found in that barn, Highgate was tied to a post. A firing squad made up of men from his own corps was ordered to shoot him. He was pronounced dead at 7:07 a.m. on September 8, 1914. His family was told he died in battle. The true cause of death, the shame, was kept a secret. For decades, his name was associated with cowardice. But here's the final bitter twist in this story. That confession letter that condemned him. It was never produced. It's mentioned in the court-martial summary, but the actual letter has never been found. It just vanished. Was it even real? Or was it just a convenient excuse to carry out a predetermined sentence? In 2006, after 90 years of disgrace, the British government issued a pardon for Thomas Highgate and over 300 other soldiers who were shot at dawn. They were finally recognized not as cowards, but as victims. Victims of shell shock, victims of chaos, and victims of a brutal system that valued fear more than it valued justice.